Hey friends, Experience family, it's Pastor Milton, and I got Madison with me today. Say hello.
Hi.
All right, cool. We're still in quarantine. We're still trying to figure out our lives. Madison's got online school. I've got whatever it is I do when I'm home. But the point is that we got a very special weekend coming up. It's Easter weekend, and lots of churches have decided that they're going to do a communion service, all right, of the Lord's Supper. And if you've done that before, you know that usually when you participate, you go to church and they hand you the bread and they hand you the wine, and you never have to worry about the supplies. Well, we're not having church, together. So what do we got to do? We got to make the supplies ourselves and have them there for our families as we enjoy the service. So Madison and I are going to show you a very simple recipe to make communion bread. And by the way, it's going to be delicious, and this isn't the only time you're going to make it, because I've seen these girls make it outside of communion times and eat it down, and it's awesome. So that's what we're doing today in today's video. We hope you enjoy it. We hope you like it. And if it's a blessing to you, this is going to be on our YouTube page, and you can subscribe to the Experience Church on YouTube, and anytime we put up a video, you'll be notified. So the first things first is very important. You have to wash your hands before you cook. Have you washed your hands?
Not yet.
Okay, go wash your hands. I already did, because I'm a responsible adult. Second thing is that you have to look the part. So go ahead and find whatever it is your cooking garment is going to be to protect yourself during this dangerous thing. Go get yours. I'll go get mine. Okay, so your two options, general options, are you can go with what Madison's decided, which is a nice apron. This is one we got in Paris. Yes, that is a humble brag. Or you can go with the chef's jacket, which I got from my great friends at Camp Winnipeg, who gave this to me in my last summer as director at Camp Winnipeg, the kitchen staff. Shout out to Barbara Henderson. Okay, so now the next thing you need to do is make sure that the oven is at the right temperature. So the temperature for making communion bread should be 350 degrees. This is how we set our oven. Instructions for your oven may differ. Okay, I had to say that for the lawyers. Okay, now what kind of ingredients does it take to make communion bread? Do you know, Madison?
Simple. We only need 4 ingredients.
4 ingredients. Okay, go ahead. You say them and I'll show them.
Okay. We have flour, all-purpose
How much?
flour.
2 cups. 2 cups of flour.
We have salt.
Half a teaspoon of salt.
We have olive oil, but that's just our choice of oil. You can choose whatever you want.
6 tablespoons of oil.
And we have water.
Half a cup of water. Okay. So after you've gotten your ingredients taken care of, I like to measure my ingredients out beforehand. You can do it any way. Some people, like my mom, just cook by feel. That's fine. Do it your way. But after that, we have to put all the ingredients together. So let's work on that. All right, so the first thing you need to do is you need to sift the flour into a bowl, okay? There are different kinds of sifters, even just, what is this, a colander or whatever, that's fine too. So you throw this flour in there, and then how do you sift with this?
Well, you can just kind of bounce it, or you can tap the side, which will make it happen faster.
I don't know why flour gets sifted. I just know how to do it, and I know that it needs to be done.
It prevents clumping in your batter.
There you go. Prevents clumping. Who knew? Okay, so you sift it. Madison's not a fast sifter, obviously. It takes her a while, but it's okay. All right? Sift that flour. All right. So after the flour is sifted, you are going, we were supposed to sift it with the salt in it. You didn't see that. Okay. So the salt is in there. So now we're gonna add the oil and the water. Nice. Okay. And then, guess what? This is where you get your hands dirty, right? You gonna do it?
Sure.
All right. So Mess is gonna go in there and start combining everything. I guess you could use a spoon if you want, but what fun would that be? Get your kids together, make this all together. Give them each a quarter of the recipe and let them like work their, you're looking for fun things to do at home. This could be a fun thing to do. Let's make communion bread together, okay? Now you may find your own recipe online, that's cool. We just thought this one was real simple, and I thank Joyce Biggs for sending me this recipe. Okay, so while you're mixing, if you have another family member ready, you can go ahead and get ready your sheet pan, because you have to extend it after this. Okay, where are our pans? Now, if your dough, after you mix it, feels a little too dry, you could add a little more oil, a little bit more water, depending on your taste, your flavor. If it's too wet, you can add a little bit more flour. It's really whatever works for you. How does it feel?
It's all right.
It's all right? It's good to go? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now, your rolling pin. We should get some flour. Is it sticking?
No.
So Madison is extending that dough, and this is going to be really up to you. How thick do you want it? How thin do you want it? The thinner you want your wafers, your communion bread, you're going to extend it out thinner. The thicker, you're going to extend it out less. It's really up to you. You didn't know you had so many options, did you? And while she's doing that, I'm going to clean up a little bit so that we have more room to work. Here she goes. Okay, it's looking good. It's looking real good. Now the flour, it's really up to you. You can use whole wheat flour. You can use regular flour. That's really up to your dietary needs. We just happen to have white flour in the house. And you could even try this with almond flour. See what happens. If you're one of those celiac, you have those gluten issues, you can try that too. Almond flour is available for you.
And your local Winco.
They have it at Winco? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So Madison keeps extending this. I think Madison likes it a little thinner, so she's gonna work really hard. Do you want me to do some? Or are you getting tired? You got it?
Sure.
Okay. So then.
This slides too much.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty good?
Yeah, let me fix this part right here, but.
All right.
I'm gonna try to flatten out this corner here.
Okay.
And this one here too. Okay, it's pretty good.
Okay, let's show them the product.
So it doesn't have to be a perfect shape or anything, just flat enough to the point that you want it, because you're gonna end up cutting it at the end anyway. And if you want it more true to Jesus time fashion, you can just break it at the end, which is pretty cool because it just comes off in different size pieces.
That's a good advice. Okay, so the oven's up at 350, and the bread is ready to be put. So we can go ahead and put that on the cookie sheet. And it's ready to go in the oven. So you're gonna cook that bad boy for about 15 minutes, or just cook it to the brownness that you like. Oh, there's the oven beeping, it's ready to go. Cook it to the brownness that you like. You like it a little dark, you like it a little lighter. It's really up to you. Make it what you want it to be. And Madison's gonna go ahead and throw that puppy in the oven. And in about 15 minutes, that thing should be ready to go, and we'll show you the product at the end. So when you got the brownness, the cookedness, is that the right term?
No.
No, okay. When you have that ready and your 15 minutes are up, or whatever time you want, then you're gonna go ahead and pull the bread out of the oven. ahead. I'm gonna show you what this looks like. Aha. Use oven mitts, please. Be careful. And now you see what the bread looks like. So once your bread is made, of course, you should probably let it sit and cool down, but we're not patient enough to do that, so we're gonna go ahead and dig in and try a piece right now. There you go, there you go. It's warm, it's chewy, it's salty. Did we just make an ASMR, whatever video?
ASMR.
Where people hear us chewing?
I don't know.
Anyway.
It's good. Good job.
So there you have it. Now, couple of adjustments you can make. We didn't pre-cut or pre-edge the bread, and you can do that. You can use a pizza cutter. You can even use a butter knife, and you can make the grooves if you want in the bread before you bake it, so that when it comes out and you're ready, you can go ahead and break them, and they will break into those pieces that you like. We, as a family, we just like to go for it and rip the bread apart. So anyway, there's your easy recipe. If you're gonna do communion this weekend, whether this Saturday and joining us at the Experience or whatever church that you might be enjoying an online communion, now you have the bread. The only thing that's left is that grape juice. And of course, we recommend Welch's. It's so good. They're not sponsoring this video or anything, but So the only thing that you are missing if you're gonna have the full communion experience is to get your grape juice. And of course, any grape juice will do. We like Welch's, we like Navarro Vineyards as well. So whatever grape juice that you enjoy as a family, go ahead and get that. Make your bread and you'll be ready for communion this Saturday. We hope you have a wonderful Easter, that you're blessed. Enjoy the time with your family, and we're looking forward to seeing you all very soon. Bye-bye.